One of the things when I wrote my book that I enjoyed the most, my best letters, where people said, I read your book, it was ugly, I didn't do it. I say, great, for $5 you saved a lot of money. There are a lot of reasons not to do it. One of the things that is very important about being an entrepreneur is it's not about money. That's rule one. Thomas Carlyle said in the 19th century, you cannot seek happiness directly, you can't get money directly. If you think about Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, it's not the money. Ken Olsen, digital, not the money. The guys interested in the money are option traders. The guys building companies are interested in making it work, and the people around them feel it. The motivation is different. You do it because you want a form of independence. You want to not be involved in one of the professions that are boring, like law is boring. It pays well. Medicine, unless you're a specialist, it's boring. That's why doctors play golf and talk about investing in companies. There are a lot of jobs out there that seemingly have an aura, but they don't enjoy it. The great thing about doing a business is this. You want the independence. You want the rush. There's a huge rush. A lot of guys retire and talk about it because they think they should. Then they come roaring back from Vermont because they need that entrepreneurial high. So you do it because you want to do it. You want the independence. You want to create something. The reason not to do it is if you're into the money, you're worried, and you're conservative, don't even think about it. It's too ugly. There's too much pain. By the time you get to the money, you'll be a beaten pulp. So you do it because you want it, and you don't do it if you're really concerned about the money, because you can lose your house, your wife, your husband, whatever it is. Your life can fall apart. The business has got to be worth it for you. And if it's not, don't do it. The next thing are basically the qualities required to be successful as an entrepreneur. And this is really important. As a matter of fact, the only major criticism that I got on my book from Peter Drucker was, and he's the best person in business, he said, anybody can do it. And I called him up and I said, yes, but will they? And he granted the point. Yes, a GE executive can run their own business, but will the rivets pop? Will they enjoy it? Will the journey be worth it? And it often is not true. If you don't have these temperamental qualities, it probably won't work. The first thing is you have to have enthusiasm. That's kind of obvious. People will believe 60% of what you say. That's good. If you got a lot of enthusiasm, they'll discount you, but not all the way to zero. You need endurance because you have to take a ferocious pounding. Everybody's down on you. Everything goes wrong. You're blamed for everything. Everybody tells you, yeah, you could do it better. And, of course, they're right. You could have done all those things. You're very vulnerable because you're out front. So you have to have the endurance to take the hits. It's not how many punches you can give, it's how many you can take. The second thing is you've got to be conclusive. You've got to have the ability to conclude things. This is different than decisive. The tough guy, decisive guy, that's okay for the corporate world. Conclusive means you have to say, enough already, we're done, we got to move on to the next thing. It isn't right, yeah, I know that, but we got to move on. Okay. The next point is you have to have leadership. You have to have people willing to follow you. If they're not going to follow you, you're going to lose. And that's a very important thing. If you can't get people motivated, you can't get the job done. Product and service pride are important. If you don't like your stuff, nobody else will. The good entrepreneurs are the ones that really care about quality. We talked about Ken Olsen at one point earlier in this book, and Ken Olsen was the founder of Digital. The one thing is he cared a lot about his product. He was always worried about it. Sam Walton of Walmart cares about his product. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, they all care a lot. They exude that caring. Ed Land at Polaroid is the same feeling. It's hard to think of a great entrepreneur who didn't care about the quality of his product. Marketing and sales skills are pretty critical. Now here it's very important to watch out for the chameleon. Bill Gates is thought of as a nerd. No, he's a great salesman. The stuff at Microsoft isn't that good. He sold a lot of it. And he sells it by being a nerd interested in quality. A marketing sense is important to go into the right product areas, because if you don't have that, you're going to die. And don't try to just hire it. If you don't have it, you've got to have a partner that does. Because if you don't sell, you die. The final qualities are nerve and shrewdness. You got to have the nerve and the brass to do it and to put up with a lot. And you got to play some games of chicken from time to time. Shrewdness is about how to stay out of the line of fire. It's not smartness. It's how to stay out of the line of fire. And if you don't have it, you're going to have a problem. So those are the basic qualities it takes to get started. The key to market selection is like gambling.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?